Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel and to my returning subscribers. Hey, wonderful. Okay, so like I said in this video, I am going to be doing a wet set. Okay, a lot of people call it a flexi rod set, a perm rod set. Okay, we called it wet sets way back when natural hair was not as popular as it is now. All right, so I'm super excited to be doing this hairstyle because it definitely is a little time consuming and something that I would not do on a regular day. But I have some super exciting news and events coming up that I will be sharing with you guys very soon. But I do need your help to get my hair done. So we're going to be doing my hair on this video. I'm going to show you guys how I put in my wet set, probably some up-to-date tips. So that's what we're doing in this video, and I hope that you guys enjoy. So let's get to it. All right, so I do want to show you how I'm starting off. I really try to show you guys in my YouTube videos how I'm starting off on my hair. I think that is so important to let you guys know where is my start point with any hairstyle, because that makes a huge difference. Like I could be doing a wet set on blow dried hair, and that's completely different than doing it on freshly washed hair, right? You're gonna get different results and different lasting times. So I want to let you know I just washed my hair. I just deep conditioned it, and I rinsed the majority of my conditioner out. I didn't use any fancy conditioner, no specific type of conditioner. The only product that I am going to show you that I will be using to make my wet set last is, I'm going to show you it right now. This is what I'm using. It is the olive oil, the ORS. It is a holding, it's a wrap set, so it's a mousse. It's supposed to kind of hold really your perm rod sets. But again, I am using Flexi Rod. So this is going to hold it into place. I got this from my local beauty supply, no more than $6. And I probably will be using like a third of this bottle to get a long lasting hold. This is, ORS is something that if I'm not sure what to go to, I'm probably going to go to this, because way back in the day, my mom used to put this in my hair all the time. Whether it was oil, conditioner, holding spray, whatever, this was the go-to. So I'm going to go ahead and use this, and we're going to see how their brand, I'm excited to kind of see how their brand has updated through the past years. I mean, I've been natural since forever, but I really started paying attention back in like 2012, and we're over here all the way in 2023. So I'm really excited to see, you know, how they have developed with us and our natural hair. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you of what I'm using is that I think is really important to this tutorial is some flexi rods. There's a total of 6 in here. These are the ones that I'm using. So I picked up 2 more packs. I have some already, as you can see, they're about this size. Now, I honestly feel like you can use any kind. You can use perm rods or flexi rods. This is just the red ones is what I'm using. They're about a 1/2 inch in diameter. And they should be no more than $4. And I have a total, unfortunately, of 28. I think I probably need a little more, but we're gonna make it work. And lastly, what I want to show you guys is something that's gonna be super very important, is a brush. Yes, you're going to need a hard brush, and this is especially if you are working on you're coming off of wet hair, like you just washed and conditioned your hair. You're going to need a really tough brush, because with each section we're going to smooth it out, and you're going to see at the end how well that brush is going to contribute to your result. Okay, so I think that's enough talking, and you guys pretty much have the scope of the materials that I'm using and how I'm starting off. Let's just hop into the tutorial, and I'm going to show you guys how I put in my flexi rods. All right, so here's my hair. Like I said, freshly co-washed. I do leave just a teeny bit of the products in just to kind of give my hair a long-lasting hold on that moisture. So I'm going in and I'm going to kind of seal in that moisture with my oil. You can use any kind of oil you want, whether it's like this or you spray your hair with an oil sheen after you put the style in. It is completely up to you, but this is how I'm going to go ahead and do mine. I feel like when I prep my hair like this for any style, my hair always comes out feeling great. So I also want to take this time to show you what my texture looks like and how I'm starting. Like I said, I think that is so important. So to start, you are going to want to divide your hair into about 4 sections. too large in the front and too large in the back. Unless you have another parting style, go for it. And then what I do is I break those sections into smaller sections. This is going to be the section of how I am going to put in a flexi rod. So this is the entire section. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my ORS foam, and that's how much I'm going to use for an entire section. And I know that's pretty big. I'm literally saying it to myself. Maybe I add some to the rest of my hair, but something along those lines. And remember how I said I'm going to take my brush to smooth out my hair? This brush, it was like $1. Literally the best brush that I use when I am putting in a style that I need just a less kink to it. You know, I don't want to go through the hassle of blow drying my hair. I personally don't really care to put the heat in my hair at this point, so I use a strong hard brush to smooth out my hair as much as I can. And then I go ahead and put my flexi rod in. Now what I learned is when twisting the flexi rod like this, it is so helpful to get a tight curl, and then just do the regular wrap around how you saw. Secure it at the top. So as you can see, you're giving space between the twists on the flexi rods, or your hair on the flexi rod, and this is what's going to allow it to dry more efficiently. Now I know you're like, girl, that is a lot of product, but one of the best things about wet sets or perm rod sets for natural hair is that it provides that moisture to lock in. Like, I absolutely love the way that my hair used to feel when I used to put these in all the time. So again, on the next side, you're just going to keep going and adding in these flexi rods. So as you can see, I do kind of like a twist rotation with my wrist, and then I just kind of loosen up some of that tightness, and then I just normally twist around the flexi rod, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to put it in words, but as you can see, I'm applying the ORS. I put a little bit of oil, I brush out the natural curl pattern, and then I'm going through and twisting it. So again, I twist from the very bottom, and then I am wrapping around with my wrist in this motion here. And then I do a little twist, and then I wrap with my wrist again. Wrap with your wrist and then twist. Like I said, it is way easier to visually see it than me to explain it over this voiceover, but that's how you do it. That last clip was truly how you do it, and this is what it looks like. So if I were to count here, I don't know, I'd say I have a little bit over 10 in the back. Like I said at the beginning, I have about 20 to 24 flexi rods that I am going to make work, okay? So this is me getting ready to start the front, and I'm a little more strategic when it comes to the front versus the back. So for this particular style, I kind of want some curls to fall into the front of my face to give me like a bang effect. I don't have any bangs, but the way that I'm going to do that is I am going to create a U in the front of my head. Now, flexi rod curls, these fun spiral curls, is going to give you a lot of shrinkage. So therefore, I should be able to pull off a bang effect, right? So I clear out a U in the front of my head, and then the rest of the hair that is left over, that still is classified as a front, I went ahead and I put flexi rods in it. Now going back to that front U here is what I'm working on now. I am taking my edges of the U and I'm adding perm rods. Now, if you have extra flexi rods, more than I do, feel free to use them here. It will totally work. But since this is kind of a little, I would say, shorter, my hair is a little shorter in the front where my edges are, I'm going to go ahead and use perm rods, and you will see that there is no difference in curl. So I'm going ahead and I'm adding the perm rods in real similar fashion that I would do the flexi rods, since they are shorter and my hair is a little shorter in the front. Just take your time, and I'm probably going to put about 5 of them up front. And I know it looks a little ugly, but I promise you the curls are going to come out very, very pretty. It doesn't look ugly, it just look a little messy, okay? But the curls do come out very pretty as you continue to add in your mousse, step 1. go ahead and add in a little bit of oil because I do like my hair to stay moisturized. I love putting oil in my hair and my hair loves it. And then you brush and then you go ahead and you add those flexi rods. So I am finishing up the crown of my head. Again, I am pulling my hair forward and adding in the flexi rod forward. You're securing that end and you're going ahead and go just put that flexi rod right in towards the front of your face. That way when you do take your curls out, it should fall in that direction. And if you don't want it to, obviously you move it, add some bobby pins, and if it doesn't work out that way for you, add the bobby pins and push it to the front. So this is the finished look. All right, yes, we are finally done. I am so happy to be done with this. Like I said, it took about, the whole entire process took about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, including the washing and the deep conditioning, all of that stuff. So yeah, but I know the style will be worth it once I take it out in the next 2 days. Or if I sit underneath a hair dryer and probably about for like another 2 hours, I should be able to take it out today. But just so you all know, for this video, I'm gonna leave this in probably overnight for the next day or two, since I'll be just doing a lot of studying around the house this week to catch up on some notes and stuff like that. So this is a really good time for this style because I do have the time to really let this style sit. So these are the results of how we put the flexi rods and the perm rod set in. And yeah, I think it looks good. I know it looks like there's a lot of product in there, but just give it a moment. And I know you might see some frizz, and like if you do this hairstyle, you're like, oh my gosh, this is not gonna turn out right. Just trust the process, trust the process. So I will see you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna let these dry. We're gonna take them out and we're gonna see how we did. So in the next day and a half to 2 days, this is what my hair looks like still in the flexi rods. As you can see, there is very minimal frizz, there is shine, and my curls have really stayed in place on those flexi rods. So I kind of bent a couple, that way, you know, they wouldn't be sticking out crazy when I would go to sleep. That really helps if you have a hard time sleeping with them. But, you know, taking them down is very simple. As you can see, there is no real rhyme or rhythm to it. But my one key thing that I would tell you is don't force it. Let your curls, when you take them out, let them form the way that they have set in your hair. If it doesn't turn out to be the most perfect spiral, it is not the end of the world, because you will see when we take these out and we separate the curls, everything is just going to work together really nicely. So this is me going through, taking out each flexi rod one at a time. And as you can see, I make sure that they're kind of, sometimes they might jumble up, but you just want to just let them fall loose and as long as they can, so we can prevent tangling. So also for me, I like to take out every single flexi rod first before I go through and separate them. And I think that's a really good method, again, because it stops tangling and you will have less frizz as possible. So remember at the earlier side of the video, I told you about these little perm rods? See, the curls literally will come out exactly like the flexi rod. So if you do have nice little, you know, bangs or, you know, smaller edges or shorter edges, however you want to describe it, and you think that method works for you, it is tried and true. So this is what it's looking like. Like I said, a nice little natural frizz. You know, we can't get away from it from being natural, but it is doable. The curls are springy. They are really set in my hair. So I go through with my oil my hands, make sure everything has a nice slip through it. Again, y'all know I love my oil. And I am going to start taking these apart. So to keep everything organized and to minimize tangles, I put the majority of my curls up in a little loose ponytail. I even do that with twist outs and braid outs, so it's no different from doing it with this Flexi Rod set. So here you can see I am just pulling them apart. And since we brushed our hair out before we put the Flexi Rods in, see, this is where it gets critical, and that is why I said what I said. That brush will do you wonders when it comes to taking apart your flexi rod curls. Okay, look at them. They are individuals. I'm not struggling to pull them apart because I use a brush to smooth it out. I know a lot of people, they end up blow drying their hair and then doing the Flexi Rod Set to get this effect. But if you do not want to blow dry your hair and you really want to just do it off of wet hair because you're trying to minimize the heat, both ways are great. But for this way, I really highly recommend brushing each section out before you put the Flexi Rod Set in, because you will get this look. It will be fluffy, it will be easy to pull apart, and you will be able to keep your curls. A lot of times when you pull out the curls and you have tangles in your hair, that is going to ruin the curls because there is a lot of friction, a lot of tension there. So I'm done. That's my little rant on that, but it's just so important to get that brush. So as you're pulling these curls apart, just kind of feel, you'll be, as when you do it more, when you do your natural hair more often, you will notice that there are just clumps that just want to stay together. Okay, there's curls and strands of hair that just do not want to part ways, and that is where you fall in line with your natural hair and you make that part. Okay, so while I'm going through, I'm feeling, okay, where does my hair want to part? And even though it might not seem like, oh man, I'm not having a lot of volume because I don't want to pull apart my curls, because I don't want it to frizz too much and I still want that definition. Well, truly, the key is to pull apart the curls of each section that are naturally coming apart first, and then just wear your hair out the door. I promise you, your hair will get bigger. The second thing is, if you don't want to wait, you can always use a pick. That works as well, to pick the roots, not the curls, but the roots. Or lastly, you can really take your time and try to pull those curls apart and then wrap each section around your finger. So this is what my hair is looking like, and I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the front. Like I said earlier in the video, I really wanted to have these curls kind of fall in my face, and as you can see, they're already set kind of, above my forehead, and I absolutely love that because I really wanted a bang effect, and I felt like that would give me an even fuller look for the front half of this style. I'm expecting the style to last about a week, and since I'm a little bit ahead of you guys, speaking in the future tense, while I voice over this video, this style really did last about a week and a half. I had curls. I was able to put it up in a pineapple and rock with the bangs. It was absolutely gorgeous. So as you can see, when it comes to the front, it's the same principle. Don't be afraid of your hair. Like, really, do not be afraid. If you feel a section that can go, let it go. And as you can see, that section, it was not trying to come apart. Don't force it. So just take your time. Taking apart these curls probably takes about 20 minutes for me. Maybe even like 25, 30. But it's just something that you do not want to get all brushy at this point and ruin the curls that you literally set for like 2 days, okay? So we are taking our time because as you can see, the results are coming in and they are looking absolutely beautiful. If you got some curls that ain't acting right, don't worry about it. Make sure you check all around your head to make sure you got the curls that need to be pulled apart. Everything is pulled apart and you are getting as much volume as you can. But I completely enjoyed putting in this style. It's been a while since I had a Flexi Rod Set, and I think I'm going to do it more often because my curls really did last. I didn't lose a lot of length when it comes to wearing my hair in its natural style, and I just absolutely loved it. This hairstyle was absolutely perfect. My hair feels great. If you do have some hair that's a little shorter than others, like if you did a mini chop, this is a great style to kind of mask that, because I do. One side is a little shorter than the other, but you can't super tell, right? So I hope that you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed putting the style in and doing a voiceover and communicating with you guys. And I hope that you guys just have a wonderful rest of your day, and whatever that looks like for you, I hope that you are enjoying that in that way. But let me know in the comments if you guys have ever tried any of the products that I used. Like I said, I used ORS, and the techniques that I am doing. Like I said, I always say it's more about the technique than the product, truly. So we'll leave you guys with that, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.